Morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day. I just wanted to talk about some goals today and ways to be successful because I know that's something I struggled with in the past, and I think a lot of people struggle with like hitting their goals because either we're not setting goals or we're giving up before we reach them, or we have multiple goals and we only hit one of them. So there's a lot of different things you can do to help you reach your goals. But first of all, if you want to be successful or change your life, you have to set goals, right? Like you're not going to reach your goals if you don't set them. So that's the first step. Like if you want to change your life, or you want to lose weight, or you want to start a business or anything, you have to set goals because you're not going to get anywhere if you don't set goals. So first of all, you want to set your goals. What I do for myself is I set, first of all, long-term goals to start. So for my business this year, I set a year-long goals. So at the end of the year, this is what I want to achieve. But the thing is, when you look at goals that are so far out, that big of goals, they're scary, right? Like I set some big goals for myself this year, and like looking at them now in March, I'm like, oh my God, like how am I going to hit that? I have a long time till the end of the year, right? So a lot of people get intimidated by their goals because they're either like, if people set big goals, they're so big and you have like so long to do it. And if you set year-long goals, what a lot of people do is, if you set year-long goals, you're going to dilly-dally around until it's November, and then you're going to be like, oh crap, I have some work to get done because it's almost the end of the year and I haven't done anything all year and I am so far away from my goals. And so that's a really common thing that people do, is set goals and then kind of forget about them until like right before the deadline. So if you set goals, you want to make sure that you are making a plan to reach your goals, right? Like how are you gonna, if you just set goals without a plan, then it's just a wish, right? You've heard that quote. So make sure you're setting goals and then making a plan for them. And if you're doing a big long-term goals, which I did, like year-long goals or whatever, 10-year goals, some people have a 10-year plan. You want to make a plan, but also if they're long-term goals, you need to reverse engineer them and break them into smaller chunks. So I set a year-long goal, and what I did is break it down into four small chunks, and instead of focusing on where I want to be at the end of the year, I'm focusing where I want to be in this short amount of time. And that's a lot less intimidating because at the end of the year, I want to be somewhere completely different. But if I just focus on this little bit of change that I need to make in the first, couple weeks, it's going to be a lot less intimidating, and it's going to be a lot less, overwhelming and scary because I'm not thinking like, holy crap, like I have to do all this stuff. No, I only have to do these few little things to get me to my next checkpoint, and then I'll cross it off and start on my next chunk of, stuff I need to do to reach the next thing. And then I'll do little chunks until I am finally at my big goal, and then I'll start over. And another thing that people struggle with sometimes when they're doing that is, okay, let's say like I'm not gonna lie, my year-long goals that I've broken down, I'm not really that close to hitting my March goal yet, which is my first chunk. I've made progress, but I am not where I want to be yet. So the thing is, when I get through my first chunk, you have to evaluate where you are. So where you are in your process. Have you completed what you want to? If not, that's fine. Just rechange what you're going to do for the next, couple months to reach your big goal. You have to rethink about it. You have to check in with yourself, be honest, and say, am I doing it? Am I hitting my goals? If not, that's fine. Like I said, you just have to change your direction and figure out what you can do to change and reach your goals. And so it's a lot less scary when you do that, because let's say you set this big goal to lose 100 pounds this year, right? And in November, you look and it's like, oh, cool, I've lost 10 pounds. Well, it's a little too late to lose those last 90 pounds, right? But let's say you wanted to lose 100 pounds this year, and you broke it down into, you want to lose 25 pounds between January and the end of March, 25 pounds, so 25 pounds 4 separate times. So let's say it's March 1st and you are only 5 pounds down. Well, it's a lot easier to fix where you are now than it will be in November, because you can start working harder now, you got a lot more time, and then if at the end of the month you've still only lost maybe 10 pounds instead of your 25, then you can change what you're going to do for the rest of the year. So you're not SOL the complete rest of the year because you didn't hit that first little goal, or you didn't wait till the end of the year. So a lot of people don't break down their goals, and if people don't hit their goals, they just give up. You can't give up if you don't hit it when you want to hit it. You got to fix what you're doing, and you got to try again. And I'm not just talking about weight loss. I'm talking about business, family goals, professional goals, weight loss. This can be anything. Family goals, relationship. I have goals about how many books I want to read this year. And I'm supposed to read 2 a month, and I've only read 3, so I'm a book behind. It's not that big of a deal, but at least I realize that, and it's not like at the last week of the month or the last week of the year, I'm like, oh crap, I've only read, I'm still a book short, and then I have to crank it out in a week. No. What you want to do is make sure you're checking in every so often to make sure that you are where you need to be. And if you're not where you need to be, you just have to change what you're doing and figure out what you need to do differently, and just change your plan and adjust your plan and make little tweaks so you can hit your goals in the long term. If you need to change your long-term goal, that's fine too. But if you don't have a goal in the first place, you're never going to hit it, first of all. And if you don't break it down, it's very unlikely for you to hit it as well. It's going to be a lot harder for you to hit those big goals without making them into smaller chunks that intimidate you less. Trust me, I get that. I've done a lot of things, and I've set really big goals. And first 2 years of my business, okay, I haven't even done this for 2 years, but the first year of my business, I set these huge goals for myself, and then I didn't get anywhere because I was just like, they intimidated me. Like, how am I going to do that? I'm not even close. I'm not even going to try. You can't do that. You have to set goals that scare you and excite you, but you have to have a reason to do them. So you have to have your why behind your goals, something that you have to have a reason that's going to make you want to get out of bed in the morning and do what you need to do. So have a good why, have a good goal, have a good plan, break them down. If you're not hitting them, change up what you're doing, figure out what you need to do to be successful, and then do it. That's all there is to it. You're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to sit down and make some plans and schedule your time and this and that, but it's going to be worth it in the end, I promise. So that's all I really have for you guys. I just kind of wanted to hit some of those topics there because I've heard a lot of people talking about, I want to lose 200 pounds, and it's like, that's awesome. But if you don't start somewhere, you're never going to get to the big goal. If you don't start with 5 pounds or 2 pounds or 1 pound or something simple, you're never going to reach your big goal because it's way too far away and it's out of your reach. Not saying you shouldn't reach for the stars, you absolutely should, but you need to make sure that you are reaching for the stars and breaking it down all the way down so you can actually hit them. So yes, it is true, and people don't realize that. It's hard to see because you just want to hit your big goals, but if they just intimidate you, it's not going to get you anywhere. So that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for hopping in. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, message me as always, and have a great rest of your day, guys.